Hey everybody, welcome to December's block of the month sewing circle sampler. This is the last block in the series and we will start another series in March. But anyway, I'm going to go over December's, and there's not a lot of difficulties sewing this block, but there's a lot of parts and pieces, so you really need to have an accurate 1/4 inch seam allowance for this all to come together to be the right size. So first thing we're going to do is make half square triangles. I've already marked it and sewn it, so I'm just going to cut it apart and press it. So let me press this. Okay, and I'm going to trim off these little ends here to reduce bulk. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is make that little unit, and for this colorway, the red is the background. So that's what I'm making, and you're going to actually make 4 of these. So I'm just going to sew these together. Put these right sides together. Do this one as well. Okay, so I'm going to sew these. Again, you want a really accurate 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to press it towards the plain square. Okay, so my unit looks like this. I can hold it upright. So I'm just going to sew that together, matching up my seams in the center. And I'm going to pin them to make sure they stay where they need to be. When I press it, I guess I'll go towards the red, the background. Okay, so we're going to build upon this base, and I'm calling this the base. So I am going to put this here. Okay, so it's going to go together like that. So I'm going to treat them separately. So I'm going to sew this to this one, and then I'm going to sew that to that. Okay, so let's do this one first. This one onto the end here. Okay, so red is my background, and I'm just gonna press to the background, which is this plain red. And if I do that, then my seams will be going in opposite. I'll press my seams in opposite directions. Go together better. Okay, so I'm gonna pop this up here so you can see it. Okay, so we're gonna sew this together, matching up that seam. So that's our first, like a log cabin. That's our first part of the log cabin. Everything to line up. Make sure my ends meet. When I press it, I want to press it towards this plain area right here, instead of going towards all that bulk. So I'm pressing away. Okay, so I'm going to put it back so you can see what it looks like. The next round is very similar. And you'll notice that these are longer, and that's okay. So I'm going to sew these two together, and then I'm going to sew those two together. So this is the left side that I'm doing. While I'm at it. Again, I'm going to press towards the red, and in this case the red is the background. Better. That's the right size. That's going to go up there. So I'm going to sew this first. Line these up. Sew that together. Lots of parts and pieces to this block, but I really like the way it looks, and I think you'll be happy with it too. press it to the outside. Okay, again, I'm going to put it back on the board so I can see what's going on. I'm going to sew this on. Make sure my ends meet. I'm going to press it to the outside. Bunch of threads in there, but I'll get those later. Okay, so the next round and the last round, I know it looks way too big, but it will shrink up once I sew the seams. So I'm going to sew these seams together here and here. Do that and press it. So I'm making one, and you guys are going to make 4 identical units, just like I'm making. Again, I'm pressing to the background, which is the red. Short piece goes on the left. This other piece will go on top. So let me sew this first. Again, I want everything to be lined up. So you're going to want to either hold your ends or pin your ends so that they meet. So you don't end up with a strip that's longer. By the ends, I mean I want it to match here and I want it to match here. I don't want one of them to be longer than the other. Okay, so this is going to be sewn on. Press it, again, pressing it towards the outside. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to take 4 of these because I've already made my others. that is my block, and I'm going to sew it together. Now, because I pressed everything out, all my seams are going in the same direction, which I normally don't like to do, but I did it. So I am just going to pin, and even though it's going to be really bulky, I'm just going to pin it so that it lays as flat as possible. So I know it's a lot of seams to pin, but hopefully it'll be worth it. And I really like the way this block looks. And since it's the last block, you don't have to finish it by the next meeting. There's one. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pin it. The second one. Okay. So I'm just gonna press it to a side, but you could, there's so much going on here, you could press it open as well. So if that's going that way, I'm gonna go this way. I wanna go in opposite directions. Since I'm pressing in a direction, I'm gonna go in opposite directions. Okay. And then there's, of course, lots and lots of pinning on this one. Okay, let me go in the other direction. Okay. One last pin. Okay, so let me just do a quick press and then we are all done. Okay, I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, it's Lydia. I have been the camera woman behind the sampler videos this entire time. It's nice to meet you. I just wanted to talk about what's going to happen now that you're done with sampler. So if you come in the store and ask for these patterns behind the counter, we have plenty of sampler finishing pattern options available. These are all going to be $5 and there's tons of different patterns and formats that are available for you to choose from for how you want to make your quilt top. After that, if you need some help learning how to sandwich your quilt top, or you need any other advice or opinions, we offer open sew time every single afternoon on our calendar that there's not a class in the afternoon from 1 to 4 p.m. Aside from that, we also have some classes coming out mid-December, will be for our new quarter. We have Quilting 101, Try Quilting, and we're also going to be scheduling a quilt binding class. So if you need extra help, those are the options we have available to you. We hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching.